Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. All right, good stuff. All right, so good morning, guys. Thank you guys once again for tuning in. So today, a little bit different. My camera all of a sudden stopped working, being a little weird. So we're just jumping right into the actual screen share today. So today should be a pretty good day for trading. There's quite a few things on the watch list here today. We do have a few earnings plays coming out, so that should be interesting. Today alone, we are going to have so last night we had Fitbit's earnings. I probably won't trade Fitbit. There's a few other names in here that we had earnings after hours yesterday that I'm not, too familiar with the actual companies. Today, pre-market, we had Teva Therapeutics release their earnings report. We had Spotify. We have AMRN. We also have Wayfair, Marathon. So there's quite a few companies that have released earnings today. So today alone should be a pretty good earnings day. If you're not familiar with where to get your earnings plays, you could also check out earningswhispers.com on their, website. You can check them out on their Twitter page. That's who I personally use to do all my earnings plays and figure out who's got earnings coming up. Just kind of been a habit thing for using them. So naturally just check them out on Twitter. Always give me a nice little picture to look at. So got a few good companies coming out. So for me, the watch list today is going to be SOLO. That's going to be my main watch here today, the penny stock. I do believe we're going to see SOLO pick up today and have a nice run. Right now, pre-market, SOLO is pretty light on volume, but let me pick it up for you. So again, first one here on the watch list is going to be SOLO. Looking for this to break over 350 and then over 370 and head towards highs of $4.50 to $5 today, maybe even $5.50. We'll see. But watching SOLO long, as you can see, it had that big day where it just failed to keep running. Everybody came in and sold it, shorted it down. Now it's held support over 3. It's got a nice curl happening. So if we can get some buyers in here today and get this to push up, we'll probably see SOLO have a nice run on the day. So keeping SOLO on watch for a long play today. That'll be the number one penny stock here on the watch list for me. All right. Next one on the watch will be W, which is Wayfair. All right, so if you look at W here, W is an earnings play. You can see it's always, whenever there's this down here, whenever you see that on Thinkorswim, it's always an earnings play. So W, Wayfair, earnings play, big gap down from 110 all the way down to $88 here, pre-market. So that's a big sell-off. It does have pretty good volume so far here this morning. So first thing I'd like to do is look into the 180-day chart. That'll show us that we've dropped down to $89 today on Wayfair, which is close to a previous support. We really have a previous support line on Wayfair down at about $87 right here in this area, $87 to $85 would be the next real support line I could see on Wayfair. So I do believe Wayfair has some room to come down another couple dollars a share today to the downside. So definitely going to be watching Wayfair to the downside and then watching it late day for a bounce. With this big gap down, and if you look at the chart, it is coming down into these previous support areas. If this holds, we'll probably end up seeing a bounce on Wayfair too today. So keeping a close eye on Wayfair as it's down towards that previous support level. All right. Next one is Spotify. So Spotify, very similar to Wayfair, got a gap down. This one's a little bit lighter on volume, but with how high priced it is, we could probably see it move quite a bit of value today. So just keeping it on a close watch, it's down to 134 pre-market is what it reached. Right now it's at about $136. Let me look at this on a yearly chart. So the yearly IPO low price was 135. So we're trying to hold the the IPO price, second day of the IPO at about 135. So if Spotify breaks down 135 today, I would probably watch it short bias, as that means it would be breaking down its second day of its IPO onto the open market. All right, so definitely keep Spotify on watch, W, and then you can also keep Tiva and a few other earnings plays on watch. Another good thing to keep an eye on is going to be your large cap stocks. So you can look at a lot of tech, Netflix, Apple, Facebook, Nvidia, Amazon, Google, Caterpillar, Boeing, MU, AMD. We don't really call it a large cap, but now you get the point. You could look at all of these stocks today, right? If we go back through them, look at AMD and how it did yesterday. Look at Netflix and how Netflix did yesterday. Look at Nvidia. Nvidia had a big short, but then it kind of picked up later in the day. What else do we have? Caterpillar, Boeing. I think Tesla did okay yesterday. Yeah, Tesla did okay. So you see all these stocks, they all had fairly good days, all fairly green. And if you go and you look at the market, that's because the market had a fairly good day and that was green. So right now is a good time to keep an eye on the market, right? We had a strong bounce yesterday, but just because we had a strong bounce yesterday doesn't mean we're not going to try and fall today. Right now you can see that the price action on the SPY is in between 272 and 270s. Okay, so right now, let me actually redo this here. Right now, the SPY is trading in a channel from about 272 to 270. So right now, that's kind of where the channel is. So depending on which way this channel breaks, I would just be kind of neutral on the market until we get some direction. Right now, the market is putting in a lower high, so we are starting to trend down. Now, this trend down doesn't mean we're going to roll over and just fall. This could be starting to trend down that later picks up and goes long. So right now, the market does not appear bullish. We are putting in a lower high. We are selling off quite a bit here at pre-market. We did bounce already $14 from the low at 260 to the high here at 273 over the past couple days. So we've already had a significant bounce. It wouldn't be surprising to see it do something like this where it runs up, pulls back, then we bounce and go higher. That would put us at a higher low trade. Okay, so right now, not very surprising to see the market pulling back the way it is, but it's definitely a good idea to keep Netflix, keep Tesla, AMD, Nvidia, all the bigger name stocks that move in unison with the market are always a good idea to keep on watch when the market's shaky and when the market's volatile. Also today, keep an eye on TVIX, UVXY, and any inverse related volatility ETF, because if the market does roll over and the market does start to drop, then you're going to see an increase in the value here on TVIX. So you can already see, right, TVIX this morning, it's starting a little bit of a curl, looking like it wants to push up. Got a little bit of a higher low from yesterday's low a day to the pre-market low. So again, if the market does roll over, you're going to see a nice move to the upside in a lot of your volatility ETFs today. So something else you could keep an eye on are going to be weed stocks today. I don't think weed stocks are going to do all that great today because CGC is right up next to a strong resistance. So chances are CGC won't have a good day unless it can break over $38 successfully and hold over 38. So unless CGC can really get over $38, $39 and then start running, Cron, Tilray, none of the weed stocks are really going to have all that good of a day, because with the way CGC is appearing is at resistance and it might pull back like this. So if it does, you're going to see Tilray, Cron, ACB, or it was an ABC or Aurora. You're going to see all those stocks take a hit today as well. So if you're going to trade any weed stocks, you got to make sure you keep a close eye on CGC, right? CGC was good at 32, but it's not good anymore right now at the price of 38. So chances are we're going to see a sell-off, a pullback on CGC, which then would their domino effect into all the other cannabis stocks, and they're going to see a bad day as well too. With that being said, I want to go back, take a look. Hey, look at Solo. Solo's picking up. Beautiful. So, that's all I have for you guys today. Just those stocks. So Solo, a couple earnings plays. Again, Solo is going to be my main watch. Again, it's looking really good so far. It's got a beautiful curl. It's broken the 350. It's up towards 365. So Solo only really needs to get over 370. We could start seeing this run. So yeah. The one that might have a run would be NBEV. Like, I could see NBEV maybe having a run, but again, I'm really not too crazy about any of the weed stocks today. Anyways, guys, that's all I have for you today. The camera was doing something weird, so I'm going to have to fix that, get that back on. But again, main play, SOLO, and then I'm going to be following a few earnings plays, volatility, ETFs, and large cap stocks. That's all I have for you guys today. Hopefully, I'll have a cool recorded video for you guys later today. And with that being said, of course, thank you guys again for tuning in, and I'll see you guys all a little bit later here today for hopefully a recap video. All right, take care.